make the gaming channel myself. By the
That sounds
way,
chill.
I clicked it as soon as I said that. So yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. Kaz, we are streaming while I just mess around, and it's basically just background footage for us messing around. So
Well, that sounds
literally,
like fun.
yeah, exactly, right? Just the two of us hanging out over a VC while I do what I typically do, but do so in a productive manner.
Well, I mean, I did need something to justify. How do I even word this? I did need something to do while I was grinding out Sonic Frontiers DLC.
Oh, there's DLC for that. I
Uh, it's
say
a, well,
as
it's a
I'm
free
playing
content.
DLC for an equally glitchy but fun game.
No, it's a free content update.
Okay, yeah, those are always nice. Technically, Legends Arceus, I think, had a free content update.
Hell, I think you could really bust through the backlog if you did a channel that was just dedicated to this gaming chill stream
Yeah,
nonsense.
that's
That
basically what the idea is.
well,
Like,
there you go.
that it's busting through my backlog and feeling more productive in doing so.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Just call the series Backlog Busters.
I have different names for the different days, actually. And today, part of the reason I think one of the things I feel I'm missing when it comes to actually doing anything critically with what I'm currently playing is I've not played enough with doing some of the online stuff because a lot of people have been finding bugs there that are more hilarious than anything else.
There you go.
But so part of today's stream is me messing around on this, and then
Cool.
someone pops in offering them like a link to come join me type thing. Just a fun little exercise
Open
in,
house.
yeah, just an open house, meeting new people in the most mundane way I can. Of course, again, I am
Sounds
being
like it's gonna
serious.
get clicks.
Hopefully it gets clicks. Not really known for generating a lot of clicks, but yeah, it's a good time to start learning how to do that.
Just focus on having fun. What happened?
Yes, the clicks will come naturally, I'm aware. At least that's what I've been telling myself for the past 3 years.
Oh, buddy.
So here's the thing. I think I was telling you, I feel like a bit of a chip on my shoulder, and I had this weird thing today where that chip weighed a bit heavier than I was originally thinking. And then I just see a weird Warren Buffett quote. I'm like, holy shit, is Warren Buffett my, like, newly found hero? That's, like, the advice I needed in this moment in
War-
time.
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett's the guy who has, like, so Warren Buffett is the, like, genius investor who has, like, some really cool quotes about himself. Like, one of the things is like, I think once upon a time he said the line like, theoretically speaking, I could pay less than my secretary in taxes, and I feel that is fucking wrong. Less swearing, of course. He is a businessman by trade, but like
Cool.
just the fact that he'll take like these weird stances. Like today, my dad sent me an article, and it's like, you know what you can do in the middle of all this, in the middle of all this, inflation that can't be taken away from you and can't be inflated. Improve your abilities. And
Yes.
like that is unironically what I needed to hear when I saw it. I just
Yup.
needed an extra push and like holy he sent it to me specifically cuz I had like an interview today that's being rescheduled. Uh but he sent it to me and it was just this weird cathartic moment where I just thought to myself, yeah, yeah, honestly, needed to hear that when I was in this weird state I was in, and it got me driven and motivated to just like do what I need to. And it's this weird thing where it's like having some doubts on it. Just get a weird text where it's like an article. I'm like, honestly, I am just sitting down using the rest. That is exactly what I needed to hear, and I know that's not what he was sending it to me but I needed that.
There you go.
Speaking of weird buffs in the DLC, Furret got tidy up and it's managed to stay in OU for the first month of
Who?
all the Pokemon Violet and Scarlet and Violet tier changes. An untiered
Nice.
Pokemon has unironically stayed in the OU tier for more than like a month.
Dude.
Yeah. To be fair, I think it's a bit of a meme, and people have found like a somewhat like pretend viable usage for it and have been running with it. But it's still fun to see something like that.
Can't say I'm really in the loop with the who all is OU or UU or
Oh, it's been weird
DU.
this generation. So like last generation, Tyranitar, really long time good Pokemon in competitive started going downhill. And
Hmm.
it's because they removed Pursuit, and that was Tyranitar's gimmick for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And then this gen, it fell all the way to I think NU, which is like NU means like never used in the tiering format.
Okay.
So it slipped in two generations with one move being removed very far down. They gave it knockoff. It's going back up. But like holy, like it just seems like there's weird changes in this gen, and I'm all for it. It's this weird thing where I've had, I guess, even when it's not doing the competitive side of things, I feel the gimmicks in this gen are just more fun in general too. Like terror raids are something I've sunk a lot of time into, which is not typically something I'll do.
Yeah.
Um, and if you play in any of like the Sword and Shield and you've had like those max raid type things, terror raids are similar except they're a lot more balanced and a lot less strenuous at times. And then there's like the other 50% of the time where you want to choke every one of your teammates because they have no idea what they're doing.
Uh, I mean, such is the nature of. Do they
Competitive.
let you? Do they let you? I mean, are the raid bosses like? Can you invite friends to
Yeah,
those,
you
or
can do
is it?
them with
Oh,
friends. You can also do
it's
them
not
alone.
or strangers or online, I
Yep, you
guess.
can. I can literally go online and just like randomly bring people into it. The reason I'm not doing that is because, unironically, bringing random people in is one of the easier ways to lose something that is easily won
Fresh.
by yourself. Because one
Yep.
of the things they did that makes it more balanced is in guy in Dynamax raids, you would have the problem of if an NPC messed up, that counts on you, and it was better to bring other people. But with Terra raids, you don't get discounted for anything the NPC does.
Mm.
So, like, if the NPC brings something bad, you're not getting penalized for it because every time it goes down, it does nothing. So, if you have the ability to solo raid, it's just better to do that. Now, of course, if a random person stops by, they are welcome to join me on whatever the F I find. But, you know, it's just this weird thing where it's like last gen is like I would never want to do these things by myself, and this gen is like honestly I can do most of these things easier by myself. There are exceptions to that, but I literally think I wrote down a note yesterday while I was just cataloging some of my feelings where it's like it feels like people don't know what people don't read the symbol in the top right. I'm pointing left because it's literally like reversed. It's right when I'm looking at it, left when it's on the screen. Um
Okay.
and so like for instance, what I currently have on the top right corner it says dark, but it says so
What's
using an emblem. So either
mm,
people don't know how to read those, which would make sense, it's new for this generation, or people don't read those.
mm,
Because with the terrestrialization, Pokemon have different types.
okay.
So
Terrestrial.
so
Oh
it's
yeah.
so it's really easy for you to be like, "Oh, I'm bringing the best thing to this," and then have like nothing of value to contribute if you're not paying attention. I've
Ooh.
done it before.
Because the meta's all different.
Well, not even just that. It's just like they don't have the greatest way of determining the different types up yet. Because like
What is it? Go
So
ahead.
like the dark type symbol looks like it's black and then has like what looks to be like an eye. It's weird. It's the things don't always like there's like one or two of them that's like, yeah, that makes sense, and then you look at a third, it's like, how did they get this for that?
Uh,
Like ghost is literally just a ghost. Like, yeah.
that makes sense to me.
Fire is a little flame emblem, water is a little water drop, grass is some blades of grass. Dark is weird.
I think.
Steel
Well,
is
I think.
weird.
I think if it, you also have to keep in consideration what their original typing name is in Japan. I think in Japan it's like evil or something.
It might actually be devil horns that have been slightly censored. That would make a lot of sense. Because, like, I'm at my computer because I am streaming. I'm just going to send you.
What happened?
I'm just going to send you a quick picture.
Okay.
Because, uh, copy image. This is this is what dark type looks like in the games. And like there are other weird symbols like steel is another one I'll look up while I'm just aimlessly running around.
Yeah. That kind of looks like an angry eye, you know, like
I can see that. That's what, but I didn't know how to explain it without the picture because I'm like, it looks like an all-seeing eye. Steel type used to look pretty. Like I think they changed some of these up. Steel
what about
type.
psychic?
Uh, I
What's
think it's
psychic?
also eye related.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like there. If anything,
No,
I'm
psychic is
most.
even weirder because like psychic as an all-seeing eye would make sense. Uh, steel is a weird looking symbol because like I know what they're trying to do, but also I don't know what they're trying to do because I think they're like trying to depict like a couple pieces of steel welded together, but that looks like a lot of things, and steel is not the primary one. Actually, the weird thing is psychic and normal look very similar. At least they do when I'm looking at them. So this is psychic.
Oh, that's psychic, or is that
No,
ground, or is
that
it?
that's steel. This is psychic.
Oh, that makes sense. Ugh, it's just like a sparkle.
Yeah. And then I'll show you normal. And you'll see what I mean in just a second when I say, oh, psychic and normal look very similar. So they're taken from different spots, but you can see how, like, if they're small on a map, you can confuse the two of them. Because they're not very much more than a shape.
Hmm. Wait, which type? Which type is that?
Normal.
Oh, that's normal.
It doesn't really look normal. Like, you know what would have been a better depiction of normal? Just remove the bumps.
Maybe. Yeah.
Just a regular old circle.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I just circle with ears and to indicate that it's an animal type creature.
But normal is like Steve from accounting is normal. Okay?
Yeah, but once upon a time, Clefairy was normal too.
Yeah, it's a fairy type.
Bidoof is normal.
Mm-hmm.
He,
And it gains the water type when it evolves into having a tail.
at long last, I've defeated the Tower of Doom.
Hooray! What did you win?
I got a portal gear. I don't need portal gears anymore because I don't go to cyberspace.
I'm going to have a weird experience when I finally get around to clearing that out of my backlog. And I just heard you say, "Oh,
Backlog.
I don't
Oh,
need
sorry.
Portal Gears because I don't go to cyberspace anymore." I'm like, "Wow, that sounds fun, but oh, that sounds weird."
Oh, trust me. Uh, if I mean, you're allowed to enjoy cyberspace if you like cyberspace, but I personally am not a big fan of cyberspace.
It's fun in concept, but I guess not fun in execution.
They could have. They didn't have to mess with Sonic's physics, but they did. And and if you've been a Sonic fan as long as I have,
His
you know
physics
that
barely work as they are normally. Yes.
there's a lot of contention and discussion, a lot of contentious discussion about how Sonic's physics should be. And when they're not even consistent across different types of levels, it can be really interesting discussion.
Yes. Are you the pro cyberspace or anti cyberspace Sonic fan?
I am normal. I'm neutral. I just really like the open world.
Yes, the fence
I mean
sitter
zone.
that you always are.
I just like what I like.
Yep.
And yep.
Nothing
And
wrong
you
with
know what?
that.
We all do it.
Yeah, everyone does
Not a
it.
big.
Like, it's like one of the lines I heard the other day that I'm like,
I
you're
think
a
they
little
should
full of
improve
yourself.
cyberspace
Is
though.
like, I've come to the conclusion I typically have the correct opinion. I'm like,
Right.
that
Yeah.
is that is very self confident in like the worst way possible.
Naturally. I
There's
mean,
this scene that I
because.
sort of want to
Go ahead.
clip. Have you ever heard of the
Yes.
show called Ted Lasso, or is it Coach Lasso? Something like this.
I have
But
not.
it's there's this scene from the first season where it's like, I don't think you know how mentally healthy what you just said is. Because, like,
Ooh.
there's this line where it's like, Coach, why would I want to be anyone other than myself? And he's like, I don't think you realize how mentally stable that is. Because, like, he's a cocky, arrogant person, but it's like, Coach, why would I want to be anyone other than myself? It's like, that is. It's
It's
just the
good.
weird, fun line. Like, Ted Lasso is very good modern day writing.
He is.
So, the concept for it is here's how it starts. First episode, no spoilers from there. I've only seen in its entirety the first episode. Person is getting divorced, messy divorce. They win the football team their husband owns. They want to sink it into oblivion because it's the only thing he cared about. So they hire a really good person who is a um like a American football like college champion in lower leagues of American football.
Yeah.
And they hire them to coach this high-ranking professional team to
Okay.
try and run it into the ground. However, the guy's so likable, you end up rooting for him to figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah. I've seen so that's not true. I've seen later episodes like you know how I was like talking to you about oh yeah like the sort of wingman to like the you know the original thing I was pitching you where it's like I've like there's the straight man and the actual joke in Ted Lasso there's two commentators for the soccer games and one of them just is like is he high on something
I don't know. Is he?
probably I think um there was like a line where it's like, can you imagine scoring a goal with blah blah blah? And it's like, Ted, I have scored with every part of my body. It was like, why? I know what you mean. You know what you mean. We all know what you mean, but you made it sound wrong. And like I said, the character is well written. Like I remember watching an episode where he's like doing something or another in some I can't remember where it is in Europe, but it's like long story short, it's the what everyone assumes Las Vegas is known for in Europe. I don't want to go too far because we're on YouTube, But
Right.
long story short, he's there, and whatever his assistant coach is, there's a long story there that I don't have all the info for. But he's like, oh yeah, I have this tea that's like a little bit of like a little bit of like a LSD type thing where it'll like it's a little hallucinogenic or whatever. And like in the middle of his hallucinogenic, he goes to a sports bar where they just play old American like sports games, and he's watching the Bulls' triangle offense, and like thinks he's come up with the exact same thing in soccer. But the funniest part about it is at the end of the episode, it's like, yeah, that stuff you gave me was great. Yeah, that was a dud batch. It literally didn't work.
That's nice.
Yeah, because it's nice for two reasons. Because like this guy, you like the guy because he's like a pure-hearted fellow, right? Not necessarily he's all perfect or anything like that, but like he at his core he wants to be a good person. So
Mhm.
it's one of these weird things where you get to have the fun thing of him doing something you wouldn't expect him to be doing without having to ruin the part of the character that you might necessarily like.
Tell me more.
So you have him going through the hallucinogenic cycle of whatever's going on, but then
But it
at
was
the
a
end of
dud.
it, yeah, it's done, right? So it's all just it's literally he didn't actually consume anything like that. He just thought he did, and he imagined the whole thing. So it's like the actual like non-annoying. Oh, it was all just a dream sequence.
Ah,
Speaking of placebo effects, do you know what the opposite type thing is called? Have you ever heard of a
anti.
nocebo effect?
I have not.
So a nocebo effect is like the opposite, where I guess, placebo effect is when you think it works, it works. A nocebo effect, I think there's this weird thing where they bring up such a thing in the weird game I enjoy a bit too much to watch, but have not quite dived into playing it myself. Is in Danganronpa 2, there's like this weird nocebo effect type thing where it's like they're explaining how if your body believes it's gone, it's gone. Like if your mind thinks you are dead, your body will assume, or if you think you're dying and you're actually not, your body will just. It's
Yes.
like instead of treating a symptom, it makes it worse. If that makes
Mm,
sense. And
okay.
it's this weird thing. That character in that game is so funny and weird because they're like, oh, the ultimate princess, and they have like all these weird hobbies. It's like, are you sane? Like, like one of them is just like if you're like, there's a line where it's like, there goes the ultimate princess, knowing everything about weird torture methods, and I'm like, are you?
What?
Yeah, what?
What? There's such a lack of context.
Or one time, like half the time is like, oh yeah, like 90% of my uh country's people um watch a particular anime, and learning how to operate tanks is a kindergarten course. It's like, what is this place? The answer is it's a Nirvana reference, by the way. The whole character is a reference to the band Nirvana.
Uh,
The
in
character's
which
name
what
is
show is this
Sonia
character in?
Nevermind. Okay?
Okay.
They're a princess of a country called Nova Selic. That's Nirvana's bassist. And like everything about their country is so fictional. It's hilarious. Like that's why I say it's such a weird but fun character. It's like the one of I guess it's one of those things where I think it's a weird dishonor that or it's a weird honor that they didn't voice act it in its entirety so people can take a swing at it. It's fun to like try and read off some of those lines from time to time. And then there's like moments in that game where it's like, how many times are we going to say under the table? 40. 40. Okay. Okay. What are you guys getting paid by the word?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Alright, my hedgehog is all maxed out.
What does that do for you?
It means I have level 99 speed, level 99 attack, level 99 defense, and level 99 ring capacity.
Ah.
So if I have trouble with the if I have the trouble with the Final Horizon final boss, I'm in trouble
So if I
because
really
I'm literally
suck
at
at this game, I
max your
really
stats.
suck at this game. It's like, I have no reason to mess this up. And meanwhile, I have a feeling you're going to have a lot of trouble now that I've been joking about it and you've been joking about it. Isn't
Well,
that how all of our Sonic playthroughs have gone between the two of us? Oh yeah, this should be
perhaps.
easy. 45 minutes later.
Yep. Ready for another round of that? Because I'm going to try and fight the final boss.
Hooray!
Just let me max out my rings real quick.
Yep. So, one of the things they're doing with the DLC in this, and this is not like they're doing this with the DLC because you gotta pay for it to get it. Like, the one thing Pokemon does well with their DLCs is like, if we bring back a Pokemon, you don't need to get the DLC to use it. You can always transfer it. But if you want to catch them in that game, you will need the DLC. It's optional. It is. Actually, one of the weirder controversies and competitive recently when it comes to like the actual. So Smogon doesn't really use the actual consoles.
Oh,
VGC uses actual consoles, actual Pokemon, actual breeding. Except ignore the actual breeding and legitimate Pokemon thing, because like 90% or so of those people just cheat.
what a shame.
Oh yeah, and it's one of these things. I'm being hyperbolic when I say 90%, except for like one of the controversies recently has been like it's like $530 of Pokemon games to like get a competitive team. It's like, and it's like I've never heard someone complain about having to invest money and time into an esport and be at the top of an esport, if that makes sense. That like, oh yeah, I hate the fact that in order to be one of the best players of this game of all time, I've had to play almost every installment of this game and spend all this money, blah blah blah, and spend all this time getting good at it.
Who's complaining about being the best at a sport?
So Pokemon as an esport, the VGC side of things, there's a lot of people who are like, honestly, cheating is easier. And I'm like, yeah, but esport, it's like, yeah, yeah. Honestly, it's easier to hit all these home runs when we're doing tons of steroids. Yeah, no shit, Barry Bonds.
Right.
I remember Superhero Movie, which is like the scary movie, like parody of a superhero movie. It's Spider Man, and they make him
Yep.
like the Dragonfly or whatever.
And
Literally
Drake Bell's the
has
character.
what you can consider. I mean, it's not because they did it after the guy confirmed it. But you, if it was earlier in life, you could have considered that slander because they have Barry Bonds in the Mutant Academy. It's like it's crazy what all those steroids can do to a man. Before he came here, he was only 180 pounds. Now look at him. I would also like to say something about Barry Bonds, and that is, for the longest time, he was not a steroids user. We know pretty much when he started using steroids, or as he called it, started eating a balanced diet. That is not a joke. That was his excuse. Because the amount of muscle he put on over one summer was egregiously so, right? But before Barry Bonds was, the most horrifying, put him at the plate without a bat, he'll still get walked 400% of the time. That's a weird thought experiment. Ignore that. Before he was that guy, he was the 400 stolen bases, 400 home run person. Do you know who shares that category of existence with him? No one. No one has 400 stolen bases and 400 home runs.
That's a
He is
lot of
unique.
stolen bases.
Yeah, he was like, he was like, I would honestly have loved to see him never go down the steroid path because I think we would have had this weird thing where we would have had like not king of home runs, but you'd have like a weird 500-500 club, 500 home runs, 500 stolen bases. It'd be amazing. That'd be a statistic in its own right that would be outstanding.
Hmm.
And in order to chase bigger paychecks and bigger home run goals, he ended up cheating and taking away what could have been something so unique no other person could have even dreamed of eclipsing it. Instead of eclipsing the goal everyone and their mother wants to eclipse when they're a kid and trying to become the home run king, he could have
Hmm.
eclipsed a goal that would have been so unique. So at the end of the day, what I guess I'm trying to say is cheating in anything is only going to deprive a good uh player of it from being great in their own aspect. Cheating
Yep.
doesn't necessarily make you fail, but it doesn't mean you prosper legitimately. And prospering legitimately could be much better than succeeding. Why is it everything turns to a
Well
wholesome
said.
rant with me?
Because you enjoy being wholesome.
Yeah. Meanwhile, looks at YouTube handle Leviathan Devil. Weird. I like being wholesome when my name is such an edgelordy thing.
Yeah. Have you checked your brand lately?
I honestly think that's one of the charms to it. It's like, oh, what's this Leviathan Devil dude? Why is this so wholesome? This seems like I honestly think it's like that weird thing where a company will brand something wrong and people will be like, this is uh, absolutely not what it says it is, but it's the best what it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came here for the edgy streamer and I walked out deciding to be a better person.
Mm. But then you have to get around the obstacle of how many people are going to choose to click because you're an edgy streamer.
Yes. I don't know, man. So it literally. Have I ever told you the reason why I came across that name of all things?
Enlighten me. Enlighten the whole world, honestly.
So, um, I've always, for some reason, throughout my life, I've always found the mythical creature of a sea serpent to be majestic in all the opposite ways the person typically thinks them to be. So, like, I've always found the sea serpent to be something calming and peaceful. Not at all what it is.
Ah.
So, I don't know. It's one of those things where I've always found something weirdly majestic about it. And then, as
Yeah.
far as slapping the devil on it, it's literally the contrast. Because, like, I'm not perfect. The reason why it's this branding is because of my weird fascination with what I view to be. Honestly, in most of my writing, sea serpents tend to be more of a guardian spirit than anything else.
Ah.
Um, like a good example of this is in my campaigns. Aquanai is literally just a chill sea serpent who tends to be like really respected amongst players, just because they are sort of like in this spot where they're being very kind, even though they're in this hopeless situation. Where
Mm.
the rust of their soul, where their soul has not been rusted, even though it's been cemented in brine for thousands of years. If that makes sense. And
I could
then
wrap my head around it.
the devil aspect of that, devils are always devils. You're never going to get a good one. But the reason I do that is it's the contrast. I like the contrast. But it doesn't sound like contrast because I'm weird. And that's in
Yeah.
essence where the brand gets its true charm. You come here
Ah.
expecting a weird edge lord, and you get a weird wholesome person, and you're just amazed by it.
Good deal.
Yeah. And then, like, I don't know. It's
I don't
like,
know. I'm not sure if I'm amazed yet, but that's probably because I've known you my whole life.
yeah, you're used to it, and then like you are. I mean, you're also sort of like, explain this. Like, not that I don't like. It's like, this seems like an obstacle. Yes, it definitely is. But then again, if you've known me my entire life, you know how stubborn I am going to try and make something work. And like I said,
There's a
part
charm
of
to
the
that.
reason I'm keeping this channel around is this is the stream archive and where I'll be streaming in the future. I'm clipping all
Which
this
channel
stuff
is this?
down. This I'm currently on the Leviathan Devil. I'm gonna clip down
Ah,
the finer parts of this and make a new brand channel for like posting all the highlights of it.
okay,
Because I'm
cool.
realizing I'm a bit far behind in the algorithm at this moment in time. I'm
It's
not
not a
abandoning the
race.
channel. I am just turning it into something different.
There you go.
Do do do.
It can be what you want it to be.
Because I am a pirate and pirate is free.
Good job. 3 claps.
3 claps, not 4. You didn't earn 4. 3 claps. 3 claps is sufficient.
Thanks for taking my bit and turning it into a, a bunch of bits.
Ah, yes. It's the most illegal currency scam in Twitch history.
All right.
uh,
Yeah,
that's
yes,
sort of
sir.
the joke between the two of us. I think I make something sound absolutely hilarious. You're like, all right, and I laugh at it, my own joke even harder.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Isn't friendship over the course of, like, pretty much our entire youth just like a beautiful thing when put to canvas?
Naturally.
It's sort of like, oh yeah, I mean, you'll see one thing where it's like, oh, me and a player having a little bicker, and then next thing you know, perfectly, like, in sync. It's like people are people. No one's perfect.
Who
And,
who dares imply that anyone is perfect?
well, no no three-dimensional person is perfect. I don't know. There are a couple men in fiction that I think, God, they are like as close to perfect as fiction can get. Like the peak of healthy masculinity, Kamina. Holy shit. Like, I can see why people would be like, I can't continue past this point. If you are one of those people who watch Gurren Lagann, get to X point, then say, I'm going to put this down and never come back to it, get back to it.
It pays off.
It pays off exponentially more than what you would originally assume. Like, literally, I've seen a video essay comparing Shinji Ikari to Simone the Digger,
Shinji.
the kid from Evangelion who's like, don't get me wrong, realistic, annoying. Just
Yeah,
because,
realism's always bothered me.
but literally, it's by the same company, by the way. Evangelion
Uh,
and Gurren Lagann, I think, are both Sunrise.
I thought Gurren Lagann was Gainax, or maybe they're both the
Well, I
same thing.
think no, I think you're right,
Two
but I think
monikers,
they are.
same.
I think they're both the same company that does, like, the company that did one did the other like years later. And I think the creator of Gurren Lagann said about like Shinji, I don't know why he's so afraid. Like, you could not keep me from getting in one of those things if I had the option.
Well, depends. How much of your soul energy does it suck away from you?
But the guy who created Simone, like, this is one of these video essays that I watch, and I'm like, I have a weird fascination that I didn't have for a show I liked before, and an even stronger hatred for a show I disliked before. Yeah, no, hot take. Neon Genesis Evangelion is sad and depressing, and I am not here for it. Like, literally, you know, Evangelion's like, why is life so hard? And Gurren Lagann's like, what? Do you want it to be easy and boring? That's the
Legit.
whole point of Gurren Lagann. Is like, life's not easy, but it's fun if you
Nothing
put
worth
your
doing
mind
is
to it.
easy.
Yeah, nothing worthwhile is easy to achieve, as they say.
Yup.
And that is, I so one of the weirder things people will be like is like, oh, look at X person doing X thing for free, and you're saying we need to pay people. It's like, yeah, you see, they want to do that, and that will not ever get them paid. You definitely need to pay people. Pay them appropriately. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. But it's just this weird thing where
Within reason.
it's like people always seem to get like motivations confused when reacting to things.
Yeah.
It's a curse. If like any I think actually there's another quote where it's like ideology is just the worst thing to happen to humanity. And I 100% agree with that.
I stand for X, Y, and Z values, and only those values.
Yeah, but what about ABC? Isn't that more meta relevant?
Hmm. What's meta?
Existential dread.
Oh. Trying to get at the core of the issue.
Always have been.
Trying to nip things in the bud. Trying to get to the root of the cause of all evil instead of trying to just trim the branches. Trying to get to the real core of the issue.
So, if 666 is the numerological sign of all evil, doesn't that mean the square root of 666 is the root of all evil?
I. Wait. Hold on. What's the square root of 666? Get the calculator.
Yeah. Sounds
Get the
like good.
calculator out.
Let's find out what the root of all evil is, guys.
It's probably 42. It's the answer to
No,
everything.
42. Yeah, 42 means everything in numerology. Does this have a square root?
It's
The
probably not
square
a
root of
perfect.
6. Oh wait,
Is it?
that's not
It's not a
right.
perfect square, is it?
It is definitely not a perfect square.
Mm, oh
Twenty-five
well.
point 80697580112788 is the root of all evil.
I wonder if that's what.
Numerology speaking.
I wonder if that's why Blood Falcon's number is 25.
Ah, yes, let me make a joke.
Wait, hold on,
Let
hold
me
on.
learn something deeper
Let me
about a
fact check
series I
myself.
enjoy.
Yes, his number is 25.
Ah, yes. The number that is numerology's root of all evil. 25.
Indeed.
I guess that's why there's not. I remember seeing a post once upon a time where it's like, sorry, sir, we don't accept those that large of bills here. Can you give me something less than a 50? Hands cashier $25 bill.
Nice. All right, Matt. I guess I'm ready to take on the final boss. Finally, are you ready to watch me suffer?
Yes.
Or are you still streaming? Oh,
I mean, I'm still streaming,
the
but
funny thing is, no one watching from an audience perspective is gonna actually watch me suffer. But it's okay because you'll be there watching me suffer.
yeah, no, I get to have this whole
Moment to yourself.
this live reaction to you live suffering. This
That's
feels
gonna be
like a
fun.
weirdly specific and niche form of content.
Uh,
Okay, today I'm walking around the mall to watch as these two about to get a divorce finally have their final argument. Let's react. Oh my
Look who's a
god.
devil now.
Well, yeah, of course, that devil's in me all the time. Just when it comes out is anyone's business. Poke and prod the Leviathan the right way, you get the devil underneath.
So wholesome.
Until it's not. But that's everything in life.
Leviathan Devil's gonna
Yes.
watch me suffer against the final boss. Let's make sure I have it on the right difficulty.
What is the right difficulty, I wonder?
Well, there's this perfect parry mechanic
Uh
that
huh.
they introduced, and to perfect if you're on uh I'm gonna sound like such a filthy casual, but at least I'm living my life on brand here. Um uh on easy mode, the perfect parry window is about 2 seconds. In medium, it's like about half a second, or if not less. Uh, on hard, 3 frames. So if there is a fight that requires me to have mastery over perfect parries, I'm going to pick easy.
Fair. I would definitely do the same.
And to be fair, that was after an entire evening was spent attempting the final boss on normal and not having my maxed out levels. So here I am with max stats, level 99 everything, and I'm putting the difficulty on easy, wondering, can I finally beat the final boss?
To be fair, something called perfect parry on max difficulty makes sense that it's only 3 frames.
It is
It is
called
a
perfect.
perfect parry.
Well, I'm not perfect, and
No
I'm not
one
trying to
is.
be.
And you should
I
never
have a
try to be.
life outside of this.
And that is
So
always appreciated.
I'm gonna get this done and I'm gonna move on with my life.
I I don't have my whole life to be wasting
But
on
I'm
this
but
Sonic Frontiers.
but at the same time, I'm still gonna enjoy my time with Sonic the Hedgehog turning into a golden boy with
Well, of
blue
course.
eyes
Well, of course. You gotta enjoy
and red
Supersonic.
shoes.
After all, they didn't rip off Super Saiyan for nothing.
That's contestable.
I know
That's
it's
debatable.
contestable. Dude, I am in the middle of like this weird thing where it's like, oh yes, half the time you got the wholesome, and then the next half of the time you got the weird absolute clickbait of me saying something like they didn't steal Super Saiyan for nothing.
It's not clickbait if they already clicked.
You bet your ass I'm turning that into a short, and I'm putting that as the perfect clickbait. Because like they didn't. You're damn right. You gotta enjoy Supersonic. They didn't steal a Super Saiyan for nothing. Is the most baity thing I can think of saying this entire stream, and it's
Well,
not even Sonic.
hold on, I gotta take a call.
And then there was one. I'm gonna actually take a step away. Don't.
I'm gonna go do a thing.
I've got to take a step away to do something, so
Oh,
I'm
that
just
makes
gonna
two of us.
take a
So
quick break. Let you
yeah, take a
enjoy
break.
our time.
Put on the be right back stuff. There you go. Okay.
I am almost back. Put the headphones in before I actually say I'm back, or I can't hear people. Okay, I'm back. Ew. No worry. Kidoki. That is just the easiest raid I've gotten so far today. Kidoki. Challenge alone. Da da da. Thunder punch once it gets going. My oh, there's the music. Not sure why that was off. Oh, that's why. Elgato's phone captions not working well today. Yes, let me. Which is not a glitch with the actual game, hardware issue. That was as easy as I was expecting it to be, and it still feels unearned. So far, we are at 0 new subscribers, which is fine. We have had 0 viewers throughout the entirety of the stream so far, which is fine, because I'm having fun, and god damn it, that's the only thing that matters. I mean, viewers would be nice, but still, fun is important. Okay, another easy one. I mean, guess while we're on Matt's weird soapbox hour, the Fire Red Leaf Green rematching of rivals in the champion slot when you rematch the Elite Four makes no sense because how the F are you the champion yet he beats the Elite Four before you again and he's suddenly the champion? I mean, we're still on the soapbox. Soapbox, soapbox. Okay, that was harder than I expected. Okay, next weird gripe I have with this game franchise is why did Mega Evolutions completely go away? In everything other than the mainline games, I think they're still around, but mainline games. Ah, yes, the Awkward Streamer Soapbox, brought to you by Boring Soap. God, I've got to get better improv at times. Boring soap sounds like the kind of soap I'd use, though. What does it smell like? Smell like? What a novel concept. Soap smells like something. Huh. You gotta be yourself even when no one's watching. Because no one will watch you. Do. Did I? Did, did, did I? Like, man. Okay, no, I did not autopilot that hard. Ah, yes. The I.C.E project is an acronym I overuse to the point where it means nothing but everything. Join the project today. We've got no one, but that's why you should join so we have someone to brag about. Imagine for a second that. Ah, yes. Solo Bat. Absolutely boring, it seems. My delivery is awful, and my timing is worse. That's why I need someone else. Because I am imperfecta. Ah, yes. Welcome to my favorite game show. Whose accent is that, anyways? The answer is, uh, sorry. Whose accent is it, anyways? Where every accent is indeed made up, and my feelings do not matter. Guess in the comments. Guess in the comments, indeed. What are we guessing about? Your guess is good as mine. I don't know what accent I have half the time. Yeah, I was sort of born in the middle of generations in the middle of various places, so my accent's all over the place. Yeah. Ah, yes, the weird inflections of a man by himself, talking to no one but the void. Imagine for 5 seconds you're in my position, trying to stave off the inevitability of loneliness. No, I'm kidding. I'm just doing this for fun. But being overly dramatic is just as fun to me as being overly apologetic. Overly apologetic is my favorite pastime. Ugh, talking to yourself. Yeah, of course I'm talking to myself. Why wouldn't I talk to myself? I'm very entertaining. Did you just, like, make a fake chat? Yes, I did. Because I'm talking to myself. And I enjoy talking to myself. Always have the best conversations alone. That makes me sound insane. I'm going to take that back. Ah. Doo wop, wop, bam, boo wop. Okay. I know I'm going to do this anyways. Ah, it's an ambipom. Ambipom. Does that imply being right palm? No, that doesn't work. Am does that no? Does that imply like an APOM is a left-handed or right-handed APOM? Are all APOMs right? Never did I think the Pokemon Ambipom would fill me with such existential dread. But here we are, looking at this ambidextrous APOM, and thinking to myself, if all APOMs have a hand in this, so. Yes, thank you. I really needed that. Uh, does knockoff just like do F all? In is that a huh? Raids are easy, easy but fun, and uh, Fun and feral. Fun for all. Raids are fun for all. Fun? You mean fun for all? No, I mean they're fun and feral. Was that Screech? Oh no! Ah yes. Finally, the final frontier. The Ambipom. Nah, doesn't have the right ring to it. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. And here comes the shields. I'm hanging on to the other side. I won't give up till the end of me. I'm what you get when the stars align. Every once in a while, I think to myself, every night I fall asleep and what is, it's bothering me now. It should not bother me. I should not need to know an opening lyrics to Dreams of an Absolution. And every night, oh, so it's, and every night I lay awake and I find no conclusion, because every night it stays the same in my dreams of an absolution. But, and I might know of a future, but then you still control the past. Only you know if you'll be together. Only you know if we shall last. The soundtrack was great. The game was horrible. Cause every Cause every night I will save your life. And every night I literally, I love that song. I would never pick up Sonic 06. Oh yeah, you hear that group that's trying to remaster them? Why? I mean, I like the music's great. The music is great. But everything else is sort of bad or cringe. There's not really much in between. Ah, yes, the Sonic story we all asked for. Who asked for this? Okay, yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog was a little edgy. Who asked for '06? Nah, seriously. Who? I want to know. Said, you know what? I think that we should make a Sonic game. Okay, well, we're Sega. That's entirely. No, no. We should rebrand. We're at like a peak in our popularity. Why should we do that? We always need to evolve. Do we? Like, I don't. I mean, like, honestly, everything since Adventure 2 has been sort of downhill. Yeah, exactly. We're not growing. Yeah, yeah, but like, we don't need to rebrand. We just like need to recapture that spirit of like adventure. And Sega is still trying to do this. Yes, Matt. Meanwhile, Pokemon's still trying to get back from its peak of Black and White 2. Said no one who. Like, Black and White 2 being like the peak Pokemon game is like. People are like, oh yeah, Gen 4 was the greatest. It's a heavily nostalgia. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Gen 5, Black and White 2, great. Ah, I
Hey,
see you are back.
I can't. Yeah, I'm back from celebrating Taco Tuesday. What I miss?
Hooray! I've been trying to entertain myself in a non-existent audience. I
Oh,
think
buddy.
I was about to go on a hilarious rant, but I'm glad I am off that rant because I have no idea where I go once I get started. Let me see
Yes.
you get your ass kicked. You'll get to
What are
see
you
me
playing in
get
the
my.
background again?
What am I playing around on? I am just doing some terror raids.
Mm.
I was ranting about how, like, the weird new opinion everyone in the Pokemon community seems to have is, like, oh yeah, Black and White 2 are the greatest Pokemon games of all time. Which is wrong, because honestly, it's always like it used to be. Oh, Platinum and Heart Gold and Soul Silver were like the best Pokemon games of all time. And then the Gen 4 remakes came out. You realized you were full of shit and moved on to the next generation. That's all it always works too. To be fair, Gen 2 remakes are probably the best Pokemon games because Gen 2 was awesome.
I was started on Gen 4, but everyone has their own favorite.
Yes, Heart Gold and Soul Silver were in Gen 4.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So like Gen 4 mechanically was just like a sweet spot. And then Heart Gold and Soul Silver takes one of the most beloved games of all times and gives it a more than faithful remake. So like that's why I
Neato.
think Heart Gold and Soul Silver are my all-time favorite. Black and White
Hey,
2 are fantastic in their own right, and they have a unique own right to be fantastic in.
so
But go ahead.
remind me how streaming works on YouTube. When it's done streaming, it's just saved as a video.
Yep, just saved as a video, and then I'll download it and cut down into the bits that are actually funny.
Neato.
And then I'll make shorts and edit those down first, then make the longer context video, post the shorts and the video at the same time with a link to the actual live streaming channel.
So if one of the funny parts of your stream is you reacting to someone else playing a completely different game than what's on screen, how do you think that's gonna go?
Oh, buddy, it's gonna
Just
absolutely
being blunt,
infuriate people, but it's gonna be hilarious.
is it? I hope so.
Let's experiment. We won't know unless we've tried. Meanwhile, I will be saying the same thing 5 times after it doesn't work. I'm kidding, of course. I won't be. I'm not insane. I'm only oddly curious about things that sound horrible. Go on.
Relax, buddy. All right. Well, I guess I might as well run the GeForce Experience recorder.
Yes.
All right. Or maybe I should run OBS. Yeah,
On
I
the
guess I'll run
plus
OBS.
side, I will say one of the nice things is I have my actual like reaction here on a background that is easy to cut and paste onto actual different footage.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
Da, 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 da. What am I looking for? OBS video folder.
So theoretically speaking, if you record this, you can give that to me and I can actually make it make sense.
That's good.
Yep. It's sort of a I would like I said I was going to interview for a job today. So I had this beige background because I was using that I was going to use that for the interview. So it looked
Mm.
so I looked like I was in a normal space instead of a basement.
Ah,
But now I'm just realizing this is perfect because it is this weird thing where like it's a good contrast and it makes the lighting I sometimes don't have make sense. Like
yeah.
you can still see me with the beige background better than most things. So unironically, an accident that led to a good choice.
That's good. Test. Testy test test. Great. Now you got me testing sound levels.
But isn't that the good thing?
Speak. Speak, mortal.
I am speaking. And don't
Good.
call me mortal. I have been immortal for about 5 years now. It's not a great experience.
Is this one of your characters?
No, it's just a joke.
Okay. What's the context that makes it funny?
You told me to speak, mortal.
Okay. But why 5 years?
It's just a nice round number.
Okay. It, I thought we were gonna go for like I don't know, hundreds of years. You know, you go
You would,
extreme with it.
yeah, but if I said that, you wouldn't even
I
be like,
I wouldn't be convinced you're mortal.
well, you would just be like even more confused. You might actually have bought the joke more, but I'm realizing part of our comedic duo is I am sometimes saying things that are funny. You don't get them. I laugh even harder, and it's actually one of those things that makes me laugh even harder once I'm laughing harder at my own jokes.
But what if you're saying things that don't make sense? Because that happens too sometimes. I'm guilty of it too.
When have I ever made sense? Like
Good
100% sense.
Susha.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me
Uh,
wrong. I can be logical and I can be funny, but I never quite make a dollar.
huh.
Yeah, that was bad. I know. It's bad. I'm gonna laugh at it
It's all
anyways.
right. It's all right. I
Yeah.
liked that. I liked
It's
that.
about B quality. It's not an A grade steak. It's
Oh,
like,
it works.
something you'd make for yourself because you're on a barbecue over the weekend cooking for your family. It's not like this thing you'd get at a good steakhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. What the heck? Yeah. My recording solutions can't seem to record you. It's weird. It's like the recordings don't hear you.
I mean, we can
And
always take the audio from my side because I have both our audios and that.
that works.
Yep.
Yeah, but how are you gonna catch the sonic audio? And how are you gonna sync it up? I
That's a
guess
really good question.
you're asking a lot of now we're really getting into video engineering.
Theoretically speaking, could I fill in the audio gap on the voice end? And you get the audio from that?
I don't know.
And we do a sync and then you start the recording? Do you know that bit?
What bit?
Sync, start.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So that's theoretically how we could do it.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yep. Or we could do it
Uh
in reverse. You tell me when you hit the recording, and I will say sync, and I'll just look for that. Uh, or I could just do the editor's note, start Sonic footage here type thing.
all right. Uh yeah, I'll just do it that way then cuz I don't see any other way of me. I I don't feel like taking the time to really figure out any other nitty-gritty details. I just kind of want
It's a
to get moving.
Tuesday.
Exactly, it's a Tuesday. How's my storage looking? Uh all right, I'm going to have to delete some shit.
Yep. Or actually, theoretically
Theoretically.
speaking,
I'm
no, it
here.
wouldn't be as good quality.
Are you
I was
ta-
thinking to
oh,
myself, I could always switch over to viewing your stream, but then it's like, oh yeah, let's watch a VHS recording of a VHS film that has a recording of a VHS film.
ah,
It's just
sounds
too many
enticing.
levels of compression.
Yep. Yeah, let's delete this 30 minutes of nothingness, nothing burger.
30 minutes of nothing but the void.
Derp. Whoa, cyber attacks.
Derp. I didn't
Those
know
aren't
they call
actually
the New
things in
York
Sonic.
Jets. Oh no, it's Giants. Fuck. Can't even get my own jokes right.
Recycle bin. Where's the recycle bin? There it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Ah,
Sorry,
yes.
now
Don't you love that part of the stream where we did 30 minutes of data management?
I'm just
Hyperbolic is.
computering out
I
loud.
guess a lot of my sense of humor just comes from being hyperbolic, which is confusing. Because
What's
if I actually
hyperbolic?
clipped that, I would get like no views. It's it's something that was mildly funny. This is like that sounds incredibly boring.
What's hyperbolic?
Hyperbolic is when you
I
say something way over the top, exaggerated. Like we talked about storage usage for about a minute, and I said 30.
ah.
Or uh, another example of hyperbolic, the hyperbolic time chamber, where one day in here, 1 year, or 1 day out here, 1 year in there.
Mm. Oh, oh crap! It's that time. Okay, I should probably fight this final boss and get her done. All
Yep.
right,
Tell me
let's
when
do
you've
it.
hit the record button.
And as soon as I'm done, I have a thing to get to.
Uh,
So I'll yeah, I think I have another 30 minutes in me.
Sounds good.
Okay, it's time to fight the battle of the yellow. Are you still seeing my
Oh,
screen share?
yes, I am saying it.
All right, behold. Do you want to see the cutscenes?
I mean, not really,
Do you
because
do
like
you do
I'm
you
gonna do
want to
my own
have like
playthrough at some
5%
point.
context?
Yes, 5% context is enough. Oh wow, with 5% context, that looks incredibly bad.
I can't get over how Minecraft those trees look.
Honestly, like until I read some of like the subtitles, it honestly looked like a graphical error how they were being rendered. But I think that's the point.
Or maybe that's the Discord channel.
Oh no,
Maybe that's
like
the
they look
Discord
like an
compression.
old like you know how like they're like bars on an old school CRTV when the channel's not
Oh yeah.
working.
Ah,
Yeah.
this is the first phase of the final battle. It's
That's a
actually very
first
easy.
phase?
Yeah.
That's
Tech
a monster of a first phase. And they gave it a anti-material rifle. Fun.
Ooh.
Oh yes, this does look like a bit of a different Sonic game. Looks fun.
Hedgehog may cry.
Wait, was that phase one?
Phase 1 of the first battle.
Oh!
Remember, I have maximized stats. So this guy is kind of a joke in this phase.
Oh yes, Sonic's Bizarre or what is it? I was thinking Toho, but I just realized that I'm I was about to make a reference to Toho, and then I realized I got it mistaken for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, unless it's also Bizarre Adventure there. But jeez, there's a that is still probably not as many projectiles as a Toho game, but it's a
Oh
lot.
shit. My timing's off. I can
Ah,
really fight
yes,
at a much more comfortable pace with 999 rings to keep me
yes.
going.
I this literally is like Devil May Cry, Toho, and just Sonic in all its glory.
Everything that made Sonic cool in the early 2000s is back, as far as I can tell.
Yep. I mean, it's back in the sense that none of it is here, but they just made something cool.
I mean the shonen style.
Well, yeah.
You don't get
I'm
Sonic
sorry,
striking
are those shadow clones?
uh technically I think they're like light speed illusions.
That is amazing.
They're basically after images. I think stylistically that's what they're supposed to be.
Ah, yes, quick time event makes way too much sense for a Sonic game now that I'm thinking about it.
And that was the first battle.
Huh.
Yeah, level 99 is kind of broken for this fight at least.
Well,
Who am I kidding? It's probably broken for the second fight too.
probably.
Then again, I was 91 level attack for the first battle
Are you?
last night. It was the rings. It was the ring count that really.
Probably. You know, have you ever seen any of Pro ZD stuff?
I see a lot of Pro ZD stuff.
I
Why do you ask?
I think no, I'm thinking of someone else, but no, he didn't like. But you do like in a JRPG when you do all the side quests before the main quest, and you just like
Hmm.
one shot the final boss.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, little overkill. Is that the moon?
It is a fake moon, I think.
The shell was once my prison. That looks like a moon.
Now it shall be the avatar of my return.
Oh no, not Majora's Mask.
You know what?
Actually,
He
there's a
does kind of have a. He does have a creepy movement style that
yeah.
make kind of reminds me of Majora's Mask.
So there's a new Pokemon that's like mask themed, and someone drew fan art of it as a dark grass type, and it's Majora's Mask.
Ah, nice.
Yes. The end. Oh,
That's
that's a weird title. That's a weird credit sequence.
technically you shouldn't. It's the name of the boss.
Oh, and here I was really impressed that they made a playable title sequence.
It's a good thing I actually know how to fight the boss now.
Yeah,
You'll notice
this.
that my attacks are doing a lot less now.
Yeah, I'm also realizing this looks incredibly weird.
Yeah, the way they staged it is a little off. They should have just made it in space like they should have.
Yes. Honestly, no one would. No one would really blame them for trying the Sonic Adventure 2 thing again. Worked so well the first time.
Hold on. I gotta pause. Oh, power up, perfect.
Master King Kakos?
What
Cocos?
about tacos? Oh,
Is-
Master King Coco's trial has awakened Supersonic's hidden power. Parry has powered up to become Perfect Parry, which can reflect any attack. Perfect Parry requires exact timing. Go forth and unleash Sonic's new power.
yes. I can't wait for Supersonic's new ability, Perfect Parry. Whereas OG Supersonic would just not die.
Eh,
No, I understand the point. Perfect Parry is to reflect some of the BS coming at you.
yup. Alright, now to actually do damage.
Parry this, you filthy casual.
I am.
I know. That meme.
It's a little too. It's hitting a little too close to home right now,
Good.
and
It's
by that
one.
I mean it's perfect.
Yes.
Okay. Silute the sniper rifle. Can I skip this? I can't.
Unskippable cutscene, the bane of all speed runs. I say, as you're hundreds of hours into this game you love.
50. Not quite 100.
Oh, good on you.
I get that they're there, like, in a story sense, those guys are there to protect Eggman, but now it just means that this fight has uh it has another it has a I have to protect my friends aspect to it. Uh
Is that different than any other supersonic boss fight?
well, I mean, it's different in the sense that there's a second health bar to account for.
Oh, is there actually a second health bar?
He'll attack your friends if you don't handle one of these attacks the right way.
Ooh.
And then it's a second health. Oh shit. This son of a bitch.
Is
This
that.
isn't skippable either.
I was gonna say, is this like a quick time event, or is this just like.
No. It's just a long ass cutscene that I have to watch because I got hit by a ball.
Hey, you're playing Supersonic. This is. Oh, wow. How many rings do you think you've lost going into the next phase?
I'm more concerned about how many rings I lost from that attack that triggers an unskippable cutscene.
Yeah.
Damn, Sonic knows how to strike a pose though.
Always has.
Oh god, he put me down to 98 rings. That son of a bitch.
I was gonna say, holy crap! All the grinding I did, useless in the face of unskippable cutscene damage.
Sonic is really striking that him energy right now.
Yep. It's not even like a parry, you're just backhanding them back? That is honestly that goat energy right there.
Oh god. Yes! We've done it! Holy shit.
Master King? Is that similar to a Master Chief? I just realized they're not watching me watch a friend do
Hold on.
something with no context. They're watching a preview to future jokes.
I'm actually kind of holy shit. This is actually going hard.
Probably would do more justice with the music.
You're not. Oh,
No,
you're not
I
able to
have
hear
no
this.
idea what the music sounds like, no.
Good. Then you get to experience more of this uniquely. Holy shit.
Ah,
Sh-
to be fair, this is the second time he's fallen from the orbit and survived.
oh, it's definitely more than the second.
I just more meant Boost Sonic era colors.
Mhm. Unleashed.
I'm sorry, does Eggman have like a wholesome story that I need to see?
Yes.
That is amazing.
Are you sure you can't hear anything in my screen share?
Not at all, but that might be on my end. Nope, nope, it's not muted.
That's
Huh.
okay. I get to hog all this to myself
Yeah,
and relish in it.
you get to make sure I get the full experience by doing it myself. So there was I'm
Ooh.
not sure when this was. I feel more recent, but have you heard of I think the Sonic team dropped something called The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes.
Have,
We'll do that.
yes, that sounds
We'll share in that. I'll have you.
yes.
I need to experience
Get
this
some other
credits music.
members of the crew.
I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional. I need to listen to this.
Honestly, I'm like 90% sure I'm gonna call it when he gets done too. You know, we will be going longer on other things, but I'm realizing there's not too much I can do here. Um, tomorrow is Wednesday. Um, I think tomorrow. One second. Oh, yeah, 1 second. While I peruse what options we have. I think tomorrow is one of the non big critical days. So tomorrow, I think we will do some Bravely. No. Kirby. Kirby sounds good tomorrow. So tomorrow, Kirby. Tonight was just some fun, relaxing. Uh, I love Kirby platformers. Not a big Kirby lore guy. I have a feeling looking that up would be a mistake. Um, and I gotta figure out what to cut out and what not to. So, think, for now, I'm gonna call it here. Um, and we'll be back tomorrow with some Kirby and the Forgotten Lands because Kirby's fun, cute, and adorable, and fun to play. So we'll see y'all later.